Hello there and welcome back. I wanted to have a chat with you today about a couple of books that I've recently been reading. It's not very often that I come on and do a review of something that's unsewing related, but these two particular books I have really enjoyed, so I wanted to share them with you. The first one is the wonderful Hurrah for Gin. Now, I was bought this book as a gift by Small Smiley when we did a gift swap just before Christmas, and I have said thanks to her so many times on Instagram and social media because it really is a game changer, this book. So, joking aside, Hurrah for Gin is a parenting book. Believe it or not. I'm going to read you the back just so that you can get an idea of what it's about. So the funny stuff they don't talk about in the parenting guides. This book is not a how-to guide. It won't tell you how to get your baby to sleep, how to deal with toddler tantrums, how to be a good parent, a cool parent, or even a renegade parent. It's a book about parenting that contains absolutely no useful advice whatsoever. Instead, it shares beautifully honest anecdotes and illustrations from the parenting front line that demonstrate it is perfectly possible to love your children with the whole of your heart while finding them incredibly irritating at the same time. From pregnancy to starting school, Hurrah for Gin takes you through the exciting, frustrating, infuriating and wonderful whirlwind of parenthood, offering solidarity and a friendly hug after a tough day. Best served with gin. Now, this book is particularly appropriate for me. So, a little bit about me. I have two children. They're not that small anymore. They're nearly 6 and nearly 10. They are absolutely lovely, if I do say so myself, and anybody who's met my kids, and you've probably seen them if you've watched Vlogmas this year on my channel, will know that they are a little bit insane. They are lots of fun, totally crazy, but can get on your nerves, as all children can. They are tiring, they are exhausting, but I love them to bits. Now, I'm one of those mums, I like to call myself a no-nonsense mother. I'm not all about the tree hugging, I'm not all about the breast is best, although I did breastfeed one of my babies and not the other. I am one of those mums who just gets on with it. I'm not an expert. By no means do I think I'm a good mum, but by no means do I think I'm a bad mum. My kids love me, my kids are happy, and my kids are loved. And to me, that is the most important thing. How I get them there, or how I do that, I don't know. Sometimes I really should have a big fat sweatshirt with a wing in it, because that is pretty much what I do most of the time. But between me and my lovely hubby, I don't think we're doing a bad job. We've got two great kids. As exhausting as they are fantastic. And this book basically tells me that I'm doing it right. So it is full of really funny anecdotes, and I'm going to read a couple of my favourite ones to you now. The first bit is a section called Just Let Go. Before we have children, we often have preconceived ideas about the type of parents we think we will be. Do you know what one of mine was? That I would sit playing the piano while my kids danced and sang around me. I would be a fun, slightly crazy, spontaneous mum, and life would always be full of joy and laughter. This fantasy was ridiculous and unachievable on many levels. Firstly, I never learnt to play the piano, and secondly, I doubt we will ever have a house large enough for one anyway. We occasionally have kitchen discos to Taylor Swift when they're not fighting over the bitter plastic tap that's currently flavour of the week, but I'm not sure if that counts. All I know is that I wanted to be like Julie Andrews, but I ended up feeling more like Cinderella. The main problem with these preconceived ideas or ideals is that they're everywhere. They rear their heads in pregnancy and follow us through to birth and beyond. Earth Mother Cass wanted to breastfeed for 2 years but was mixing up formula after 2 weeks. Hypnobirth Sally ended up with an emergency C-section, and I Only Like Wooden Toys Sam just bought his toddler her own iPad so he could get 5 minutes to drink his bastard coffee in peace. Some of these choices didn't end up being choices at all, and others were made for sanity. I know I can certainly relate to some of those. The other one that I like is this one here. I'm never going to make my own Play-Doh or plan World Book Day outfits weeks in advance. My kids would choose chicken nuggets over homemade dinners every time. I'm a bit too shouty. Instead of selecting actual outfits, I just sniff test trousers for wee and pick encrusted jogger off t-shirts. School projects are always done last minute while swearing into a double G&T. I give in to whining too easily, and sometimes I buy them treats they don't deserve because I'm a sucker for a smiley face. But we also bake the occasional cake. I blitz vegetables into their meals. I fill up the paddling pool in the summer and I squirt them with water from the hose. We go to the beach, throw stones in the sea, and I laugh at their rubbish jokes. I build train tracks, I talk in depth about subjects I have absolutely no interest in, and I play out my role of Wonder Woman or Han Solo with as much enthusiasm as I can muster. So it is a really funny book. It's throughout got lots of these pictures, like little stick men, all the way through, with speech bubbles, just to make you giggle. And it really does make you realise that you are normal. So however you choose to parent your children, you are a normal person doing a normal job, and you're doing a blooming good job of it. I laughed out loud when I read this book, and I finished it literally in a couple of evenings. So if you do get that elusive spot of me time and you can pour yourself a G&T and soak in the tub, then Hurrah for Gin is the book for you. So I've got one more to show you. This one is an autobiography, and it is by Giovanna Fletcher, and it is called Happy Mum, Happy Baby. So there's a bit of a theme with these two books. Giovanna Fletcher is absolutely lovely. She is the kind of girl that you would want to go out for a drink with and have as your best mate. I follow her YouTube channel, and I have done for quite some time. She posts a weekly Mum Days video on a Monday, normally about something parenting, and then she does a weekly vlog about what she's been up to, and then occasionally puts other videos on there. But she's a really lovely girl. She's actually local. She doesn't live locally anymore, but she grew up in Ingatestone, which is the town just next door to where I live. So she's a local girl, and her brother, Mario, is actually an ex-star on Towie, on The Only Way is Essex. So there you go, small claim for fame for us. So Giovanna is an Essex girl. She is married to Tom from McFly, and they have two little kids, Buzz and Buddy. So they are basically the epitome of normal but wonderful parents. People really do admire both of them for the way they bring their kids up, and they are really lovely and really down to earth, or so it would seem. Obviously you can read what you want into YouTube channels, and you can look into people's lives. A lot of it is all smoke and mirrors, but from what I can see, it looks like they genuinely have a really good time and a really lovely family. Both of them obviously work, they're both in the public eye, but between them they juggle their children, and they're only very, very little. So they're obviously taking full advantage of the fact that they can use their celebrity to be able to spend time writing books about the things that they love, and obviously performing in a band in Tom's instance. But this book is really, really lovely. It's basically autobiographical, and it's Giovanna's journey from wanting to have a baby, trying to get pregnant, being pregnant, obviously having her first baby, the pitfalls of that, having her second baby, and basically in a very similar way to Hurrah for Gin, talks you through what is normal and what isn't normal. And at the end of the day, we all know there is no normal. What you do and what works for you is what works for you, and that is pretty much what she says the whole way through the book. She tells you what her experiences are, but she by no means preaches what you should or shouldn't do, and it's really, really interesting. It's a really lovely read. It's really down to earth, and it is really from the heart. So I'll read you the blurb on the back of this one. Being a mum is an incredible journey, a remarkable experience that changes how we look, how we feel, who we are. As mothers, we're strong, protective and proud. We feel a love like no other. But being a parent can be hard too. It challenges physically, mentally and emotionally. There are the days where we just manage to fit a shower in amidst the endless feeds. Entertaining young children and surviving on a lack of sleep feels like an achievement. With so many people ready to offer advice in the best way to parent, it can feel like you're getting it all wrong. Since Giovanna and her husband Tom have had their sons Buzz and Buddy, they've been sharing glimpses of their family life with an infectiously positive outlook and happy take on all things mum related. Giovanna has developed a following of fellow parents and mums-to-be. This is not a book about how to have the perfect family experience. G would be the first to admit that she's winging it just as much as the rest of us. Instead, it's an honest, upbeat and incredibly personal account of her own experience of having a family. In Happy Mum, Happy Baby, Giovanna shares her own journey through parenthood, and in doing so, she looks at what it is to be a mother today, encourages you to be confident in yourself as a parent, and celebrates how putting a focus on being a happy and confident mum can really make for a happy baby. So, it's no secret that I have my wobbles in life, and quite a few of those wobbles involve me feeling like I'm letting my kids down. And I've since learned that I'm not alone in that. There are loads and loads. In fact, I would say most of the mums that I know think that they're winging it or not necessarily doing a fantastic job. But actually, when I look at them and I look at their offspring and I see how happy they are as children and how much they love their parents, I know that they're doing a fantastic job. But as mums, we do have to keep reminding ourselves that we are doing a good job and we are doing well. And sometimes if it takes reading a book like this to give you a big fat pat on the back, then that's something that you need to go and do. So from one mum to another, or anybody who really just wants a nice read and enjoys a good book about children and families, I would recommend both of these books 100%. They're really, really, really enjoyable, lots of fun, full of fantastic moments that will make you laugh, some that will make you cry, and genuinely make you feel a little bit better about yourself if you need that general pick up and a pat on the back. So that's my little book review for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Go and head off to the bookshop and buy yourself these books because they are really, really good. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.